o'clock. I forgot that these games against Orofino were scheduled for 3 o'clock, so we were a little bit behind getting here, but we are here. The Orofino Maniacs have already been up to bat. They have, we're 3 up, 3 down. St. Maries, I believe, has 1 out, 2 outs, and a runner on first for the Lumberjack girls softball, which I'm going to try to get lineups and rosters and all this stuff taken care of while they're getting things going. But not a whole lot of action just yet, thankfully, because we are pretty early on in the action. Still top or bottom of the first inning as the Lumberjack girls host Orofino. And that one is hit deep into center field. That's going to bring around 1 run for the Lumberjacks, as that was Stacy Mitchell with the hit. As I'm trying to get things settled down here for our rosters and all of that good stuff that we need to get going here. So, let's see here. Already imported that. Swing and a miss by Mia Asbury, her first at bat. I think that was a ball 1. Make sure that I've got everything right here. Okay, so for St. Mary's, Lumberjacks just struck out for the final at bat. We'll be back. I think St. Mary's has 1 run across.
T1FCU's Ascend Checking is a simple free checking account that gives you the flexibility to earn dividends. Plus, get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposit, and no minimum balance requirements. So level up your finances with an Ascend Checking account. Learn more at t1fcu.org/ascend. T1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising effort and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjack!
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Idaho needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
And we are back. We are on number 7, so I think Miller struck out. So we got strikeouts in the first inning. Got to get my roster right here. I think Berkeley grounded out first. I think Elliott is on. There we go. So I think I'm more or less where I need to be. And now the Maniacs had 3 up and 3 down again. I think there was probably couple of balls are in there somewhere, but we're finally got everything up. We're going into the bottom of the second with Lumberjacks leading by 1-0, and we'll be back real quick as I finish getting some things organized.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Maries community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are back. First batter up for Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the second was Danica Sloper. She flew out to the outfield. Now we got Michaela Spray, who hits one into the gap in center field, left center. And she's going to round first, slide to second, just safe under the tag. So she'll have a single. Well, I'll call it a double. We'll call it a double. If I'm wrong, it's okay. I'm not the official statistics, so it doesn't matter too much as far as that's concerned. But we've got the double by Michaela Spray. And hopefully my tablet will stay charged because right now it's not showing that it's even charging. There, now it is. Next batter is Lexi Brebner. First action I think I've seen her this year. Center fielder, trying to get that taken care of here still as far as outfield for the Maniacs. Right field is Province. Two strikes on Brebner. Brebner waiting for the next pitch from Johnson, Hannah Johnson. She's going to swing at that one right underneath it, strike 3. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Maddie Thomas for St. Mary's. Maddie, her first at bat of this contest. Ball 1. Still trying to get a few things squared away, but we're basically up and running. These next pitch, it's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. One ball, 1 strike to Thomas. Next pitch on the way. Swing to miss on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I believe game 1 is varsity, game 2 is JV. And then the Lumberjacks will both be in Orofino on Saturday. That one's going to be fouled off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch is going to be hit up high, and it is going to be foul ball. Ends up behind the catcher. A quick rundown of the Maniacs defensively. You got Hannah Johnson pitching in the circle. Riley Diffin behind home plate. First base is Bryn Hannah. Second base, Peyton Mary. Third base, Livia Johnson. Shortstop is Jalen Miller. Left field, Miley Zinner. Tatum Tilley in center field, and Emma Province in right. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the sides. The Lumberjacks have 1 run, not in this inning, but they do lead 1-0. There was 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left on base in the bottom of the second inning. Into the top of the third, Lumberjacks lead it 1-0 over the visiting Maniacs. We'll be back. Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's on Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's on Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Yeah, we are back. Basically got everything squared away finally. In the pitching circle for the Lumberjacks, of course, it's Tacey Watkins. Behind home plate, you've got Brenna Elliott, Mia Asbury at first, Berkeley McGrill at second. Third base is Danica Sloper. Shortstop, Michaela Spray. Left field, Lexi Brebner. Center, Maddie Thomas. And in right field, it is Stacy Mitchell. First pitch they're going to show bunt is Livia Johnson. It's going to be a miss for strike 1. I believe Tacey has faced 6 batters so far and struck out all 6 of them. Next pitch, swing and a miss to Johnson, strike 2. Lumberjack boys playing up at City Park Field today. They're playing against the Maniacs as well. I think the next game is Thursday. That's going to be a line drive out to right field, and going to be a base hit for Livia Johnson. That one was kind of a line drive slash grounder. It was a low line drive, turned into basically a ground ball. Puts the Maniacs with their first runner on base. That would be the tying run right there. Tablet is goofing up on me because it wants to go dead. Next pitch, I think, is a wild pitch. I think I got away from her for a minute, down low. I believe we've got a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Reese Deo. On deck for the Maniacs, Tatum Tilley. That pitch, a strike. My tablet keeps shutting off because of low battery. I've got to remember to charge this thing. And that's strike 3. That brings up ball 1. Tatum Tilley, I believe, has 2 balls, no strikes. Swing and miss, strike 1, I do believe. I'm hoping to keep my tablet charging now. No, it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tilley. Next pitch on the way. Swing and miss, strike 3. 2 outs for the Maniacs with a runner on second base. They've got Olivia Johnson over there. Miley Zinner steps to the plate for the Maniacs, top of the order. I believe she struck out in her first at bat. First pitch, strike 1. Watkins in the pitching circle. Fires that one a little down low, maybe outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zinner. Sun back out here in St. Mary's. Cloudy day, a little bit chilly, but actually not too bad. I thought it would be a little bit colder than it is. Next pitch, that one Watkins loses the handle on, and that one just kind of bowled across the plate. Ball 2, one gets the runner across on a wild pitch, or not across, but over to third base. So Olivia Johnson sits at third, 2 outs, 2 balls and a strike to Zinner. Now 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, fouled off. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Miley Zinner. On deck, if Zinner gets on base, will be Riley Dippin, the catcher for Orofino. Next pitch on the way. Fouled off once again. Battle continues between Watkins and Zinner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will retire the sides. There was no runs. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Into the bottom of the 3rd inning, Lumberjacks hold on to the 1-0 lead over the visiting Maniacs. We'll be back.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Now we are back. It'll be the top of the order for the Lumberjacks, leading off Berkeley McGrill. I believe it was a ground out for her in her first at bat. We'll see what she can do here in her second plate appearance against Hannah Johnson. First pitch on the way. Ground ball hit to the shortstop. She's going to scoop it up, throw to first in time. And there was an error, actually. The Maniacs do have an error. I missed that one earlier, but it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I am not the official scorebook, so that doesn't matter. Throw from shortstop to first in time for the out. That's Jalen Miller to Bryn Hannah. If I recall right, it's nice seeing Jalen Miller out there. I think Jalen was the girl last year in districts that was hurt in district tournament action. First pitch to Brenna Elliott, a swing and miss, strike 1. Elliott hit a single. I think that was the one that might have reached on an error, was Elliott in her first at bat. Next pitch. Strike 2. Kind of an off-speed changeup pitch there. Sitting down the third baseline, just next to the Lumberjack dugout. 2 strikes to Elliott, 1 out. Next pitch on the way. Swings it again, kind of an off-speed pitch there. Strike 3, and that'll retire her back to the dugout. We'll bring up Tacey Watkins, who I think, if I'm correct, hit a single in her first at bat. So Watkins steps into the batter's box, 2 down, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Pitch on the way, fouled back, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Watkins, steps back into the box. Once again, I totally misremembered what time the game started today, so I did not get any of my prep work done. Next one, fouled off, strike 2 to Watkins. 0-2 count to Tacey. Hannah Johnson kind of throwing a little bit, I don't know if it's an off speed or just the speed of what she does, what she pitches. But right now it's kind of got Lumberjack first 3 batters on their heels a little bit. Next pitch on the way. That one, though, is a line drive, but it's going to be hit right to the shortstop. The throw is in time to first, and that'll be 3 up and 3 down for the Lumberjacks. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Into the top of the 4th inning, the Lumberjacks lead it 1-0 over the Maniacs. We'll be back.
Do you need help finding that perfect gift? Looking for that personalized touch? Come to Jack's Pharmacy in St. Maries and let us fill your balloons. Not only does Jack's carry all of your gift and party supplies, but we're here to serve you with all your personal care items. Come in and let our personal care experts help you find just what you need from our wide selection. If we don't have it, we can get it. Plan your party at Jack's Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly.
Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning.
And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. First pitch to Riley Diffin, ball one. She struck out, I believe, in her first at bat. Next pitch. Swing and a miss at that one. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Actually, this is not right. I believe we are on Bryn Hannah. Let's get better. Number 25 is Bryn Hannah on the roster that I have. So, strike 3. There we go. Oop. I believe that's 1 out or 2 outs. Looks like 1 out on the roster that I've got. Strike 1 to Jalen Miller. Actually, that's not Jalen Miller. This one might be Bryn Hannah. She's wearing a number 11 on her windbreaker. Might be 2 number 11s in there. Riley Diffin. I've got 2 strike count to, I believe, is Bryn Hannah. 3rd strike. That brings up the number 10. That's Jalen Miller. Okay, so I think just got a little off on the jersey numbers there. First pitch to Jalen Miller is up high. Ball 1. Once again, this is what happens when I get to a game late. I get things get out of whack. So we are here. We are getting things done now. The 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be a called strike down at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to Miller. On deck will be Hannah Johnson if Miller gets on base, as they do have 2 outs. Next pitch on the way. That's a fly ball on the infield. Berkeley McGrill comes over and makes the catch on the fly out. That will, I believe, retire the sides. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. Lumberjacks lead it 1-0. And it'll be Stacy Mitchell at the plate when we return.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture at St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs. They quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back. Stacy Mitchell up the plate for the Lumberjacks. She hit a single her first at bat. I believe it was with an RBI. First pitch, swing, and a ground ball out to right or to left field. And another single for Stacy Mitchell. She's on base with the base hit. It'll bring up Mia Asbury. Mia, I believe, struck out in her first at bat. On deck is Danica Sloper. Breeze picking up here this afternoon. Johnson with the pitch. Thought better of that one a little bit too late as that pitch came across high, but Mia swung on it, gets strike one. Oh, 1 count to Asbury. Runner on first for the Lumberjacks. No outs. Next pitch on the way. That time she did not swing, and that's a high pitch. Get a stolen base for Mitchell over to second. Then she gets over to third on an error. And I'm going to call it on the second baseman, as they didn't quite have the communication right there. Did not get to that throw out to the bag in time. I actually think if they would have gotten the throw in the right spot, that Stacy might have almost been out at second. But instead, she gets over to third base after the error on the throw out to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Asbury. Big swing at that next pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mia. Johnson looks in, gets her signals from Diffin. Sets up, rocks and fires. Swing and a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Asbury. Johnson rocks and fires. Swing and a ground ball right to the third baseman. The throw is not going to get there in time as the ball is a little bit short, and there's going to be an error on the third baseman. I guess on third baseman. And that'll put Asbury on first with Stacy Mitchell coming home. Another run across for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Danica Sloper with no outs. Runner on first. I believe Danica flew out in her first at bat. First pitch is going to be swung on, hit right to the third baseman, up in the air and caught for the out. That's Olivia Johnson with the fly out. 1 down. Asbury held up on first. Brings up Michaela Spray as she hit a double out to center field in her first at bat. She can hit a double here. She might just bring Asbury in. Johnson, the pitch, the ground ball, chopper to the shortstop. The shortstop is going to bobble that ball, and I think Asbury thought that was going to be a routine ground out, so she kind of stopped between the bags. Got to run that out no matter what might happen, as the shortstop, Jalen Miller, it was almost an error, honestly. I'm not going to give it as an error. They got the out at second on what actually would be considered a fielder's choice at this point instead. And Spray sits at first with Lexi Brebner to the plate. First pitch swung on. It's going to be hit right out into left field or right field for a base hit. And that ball is going to be thrown away on an error from the right fielder. And it's going to put runners at second and third. So a couple of errors for the Maniacs here in this last inning. They've got, I believe, 4 errors now on the day. Lexi Brebner sits at second base with Michaela Spray at third. Maddie Thomas batting, 2 outs. Maddie, the bottom of the order. First pitch, ball 1. Maddie can get on. It'll be to the top of the order for the Jacks. Next pitch on the way. Down low, ball 2 to Thomas. St. Mary's has, if my stats are fairly close, 6 hits in the contest so far. 1 hit for the Maniacs. Pitch on the way. Again, down low. Ball 3 to Thomas. 3-0 pitch coming. Olivia Johnson, or Hannah Johnson readies herself. Rocks, fires. Swings at that one for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike to Elliott, or to Thomas. Next pitch on the way. Ball 4 will load the bases. Brings up Berkeley McGrail. She has 2 ground outs. She's got a good opportunity here with the bases loaded. Hannah Johnson sets up. Pitch on the way. That's high. Ball 1 to McGrill. Next pitch on the way. Down low. 2 balls, no strikes to McGrill as Hannah Johnson having a little bit of trouble here in this inning. Johnson steps back up, toes the rubber, rocks, and fires the pitch. That one's going to be fouled off. Nice looking pitch that time. 2 balls and a strike to McGrill now with 2 outs, bases loaded for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's a chance here to open this game up a little bit if they can get a big hit. 2 balls and a strike. Johnson fires the pitch. Low outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Johnson looks in, gets her signals. Now steps back to the rubber. Rocks and fires. Oh, that one's going to be a called strike. Took him a little bit of time to call that one. But Berkeley didn't immediately take off for first base either. So it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Johnson hoping to win this this battle with Berkeley. Berkeley hoping to get on base. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high, ball 4, and McGrill wins the battle. So base is still loaded. 1 more run across for the Lumberjacks on the walk, and it brings up Brenna Elliott for St. Mary's, the catcher. She hit a single, I believe, in her first at bat. Actually, I think she reached on an error, and then struck out swinging. Next pitch, or first pitch, swing and a miss to Elliott. Strike 1. Elliott swinging for the fences, trying to get that base clearing hit. Johnson rocks and fires. That's going to be a ground ball just into the outfield. It will bring in 1 run. It'll bring in 2 runs, and everybody will be safe. Everybody else will be safe. Nice hit single out into center field. Brings in a couple of runs for the Lumberjacks and leaves runners at the corners. With 2 outs, brings up Casey Watkins. Watkins singled her first and grounded out in her second. So Thursday, I think the Lumberjacks are supposed to host Pollach. We're going to also broadcast the softball games there. That pitch is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Throw to first in time. and that will retire the sides on the ground out from short to first. And it was, let's see here, 4 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors, 2 left on base for the Lumberjacks. St. Maries leads 5-0 into the top of the 5th inning, where it'll be Hannah Johnson leading off for the Maniacs.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Maries Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Maries is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Maries, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjack!
Also, don't forget about the new opening of Day Shift and Grind. I believe they're open Monday through Friday. They are located in the building that used to be occupied by 208 Bakery. They have a yogurt bar in there, and also most, if not all, of the same yummy drinks that they make at Shift and Grind. But they also have that yogurt bar. They have some other pastries and stuff in there as well. So be sure to stop by Day Shift and Grind at the old location of 208 Bakery. It'll be Hannah Johnson leading off for the Maniacs. I believe she struck out swinging in her first at-bat. She's got her second appearance against Watkins. That pitch misses for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Johnson. On deck should be Peyton Mary, in the hole, Olivia Johnson. Once again, it's just a single header. It's a double header today, but it's a single varsity game followed by a JV. She's going to try to lay down a bunt. That's going to roll foul. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Hannah Johnson. Breeze picking up again, coming out of the south. Kind of chilly. When the wind stops, it's actually pretty comfortable with the sun out. After the weather last night, I was surprised that these fields were going to be playable today. Next pitch swung on, and I think she fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Made a trip out to the Moscow area last night, and on the way back it was snowing and raining, and got into town and it was pretty wet in town. I thought these fields would be wet and saturated. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Brings up the 12 of Peyton Mary, who I believe struck out swinging in her first at bat. Maniacs, I think, came into today's game with a 7-2 record. First one is swung on, fouled off, strike 1. They are undefeated in their league action that they had already. St. Mary's Girls undefeated in their league action. Next pitch, swing and a ground ball to Sloper at third base. The throw to first is just no. I thought that was just in time, but they just barely beat out the throw. I'm going to call it a single. Might have been even an error, but I still thought I thought they beat the runner out with the throw, just barely. But it's obviously, when it gets to be that close, it's a judgment call on the umpire. He had a better look of it, of course, over there on that side of the field. I'm on the third baseline, and I'm not an umpire. Olivia Johnson up now. She has a single. Runner on first with 1 out. She's going to lay down the bunt. And crashing down on that bunt. Oh, crashing down on that bunt was Danica Sloper. She did a great job getting there and getting that throw on the sack bunt. They tried to get the throw over to third in time as Michaela Sprague was coming over, kind of covering, and they had an opportunity, but Michaela had that ball bounce out of her glove for a second. Couldn't quite get a hold of it, so Peyton Mary safe at third with 2 outs. Strike 1, 2, Reese Deo. Left-handed batter. That pitch misses a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Deo. That was a good play, though, on that is Danica read that perfectly, charged down the third base line to get that bunt, gets the throw to first in time. They almost had the double play. Strike 2, and a nice pitch down the middle. I think part of the issue there was that Michaela didn't quite come over and cover third fast enough, but she was still in a position to make the tag. She was still in front of the batter, or the runner. Next pitch, swing the miss, strike 3. That does retire the sides. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for the Maniacs. And going into the bottom of the 5th, the Lumberjacks lead it 5-0. We'll be back with Stacy Mitchell at the plate for St. Mary's.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Nice weather is coming, and maybe the winter was hard on your deck or your dock. 10th Street Lumber is your decking headquarters for all of your decking needs. From Trex decking to wood decking and beyond, 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's can have your deck or dock looking brand new. Stop by today and see Pat or one of his hardworking employees to see what they have. 10th Street Lumber wishes the Lumberjacks the best of luck.
And we are back. Stacy Mitchell leads off for the Lumberjacks. Waiting for a first pitch from Hannah Johnson. That one's going to come up a little bit short, ball 1. That pitch, ball 2, outside. 2-0 count to Mitchell. Mitchell has 2 singles in her first 2 at-bats. Two-0 pitch on the way. That one's high. 3 balls, no strikes. Next pitch on the way. Down in the dirt, ball 4, and Mitchell earns a walk over to first base. Brings up Mia Asbury, struck out swinging, reached on an error in her next at-bat, her last at-bat. It'll be Danica Sloper on deck. No outs, runner at first for the Jacks. That pitch going to be a called strike at the knees from Hannah Johnson. 0-1 count to Asbury. Next pitch on the way. High, maybe outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tried to get the throw down to first to get Mitchell off the bag. Couldn't get it there in time. Mitchell dives back to the plate. Count remains 1 ball, 1 strike to Asbury. No outs. Runner on first for St. Mary's. Next pitch on the way. That is hit into center field. It'll get to the fence, almost all the way to the fence. Mitchell rounds third, heads to home, and Mitchell will be safe. And Asbury will be on with the double. Nice hit double by Asbury. And it brings a run across. Brings up Danica Sloper with no outs. Danica 0 for 2, both fly outs in her first 2 at-bats. Going to try for something a little different here. Hannah Johnson looks in, steps up, toes the rubber. Rocks and fires. Swing to miss, strike 1 to Sloper. Oh, 1 count. Next pitch, chopping ground ball. Down the third. I think they're going to leave that as a fair ball because I do think it was tracked down in fair territory. The throw to first in time. For 1 out. Runner on third as Asbury gets to third on the throw. Brings up Michaela Spray. Hit a double her first at bat. Fielder's choice on the second. First pitch called strike. Only 1 out for the Lumberjacks with Spray batting. On deck is Brebner. In the hole, Thomas. Next pitch on the way. Swing to miss. Strike 2. Big swing by Spray. Swung right over the top of that one. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a pop-up into center field, and it's going to be tracked down and caught by Peyton Mary for an out. That was really close to being dangerous and disastrous for the Maniacs. As didn't quite get her head in the right position. That could have easily fell fair. And Mia Asbury, though, was not quite sure what to do on that one, as she was still sitting at third base. She probably could have made it home on the tag up. That's okay. 2 outs with Mia at third. Lexi Brebner takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Brebner. On deck is Thomas. Johnson fires the pitch. That's going to be lifted out into center field for a base hit. Booted by the right fielder, and they're going to get her out as she tries to get over to second. I don't know if that counts as a run or not. Leno. Is that a run? Did that run count? That's what I thought. So Lexi tries to get over to second base. Is going to be out over there. But the run does count. So St. Mary's comes up with 2 runs on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was nobody left on base because that was essentially a single, I think, to first base for that last out, which was Brebner. And then when she's trying to get over to second base, she got caught going over to second. So I'm pretty sure that kind of counts as a single and an RBI for her, as it brings in Mia Asbury. We'll take a break and come back with the Maniacs up in the top of the 6th inning. And it'll be the bottom of the order, Tatum Tilley, when we return.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
And quick action going as Tatum Tilley comes in, swings at the first pitch, flies out, or pops out to the pitcher, Tacey Watkins, for out number 1. Brings up Miley Zinner, who I believe has 2 strikeouts in her first 2 at-bats. Ground ball on that first pitch to Spray. Spray, the throw from short, is in time for the ground out. 2 outs already for the Maniacs. Brings up Riley Diffin, who also struck out twice. Lumberjacks looking to make it a quick inning here. First pitch popped up foul out of play for strike 1 to Diffin. Watkins steps up, ready to roll. Next pitch on the way. He's going to square around to bunt that. That was a low pitch. Would have been a ball, but it was already committed. Fouls that one down the third base line for strike 2. 0-2 count to Diffin. Watkins, pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and like that, they'll retire the sides. And she struck out looking. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Maniacs, and it's still the Lumberjack 7, the Maniac 0. Bottom of the order with Maddie Thomas when we return.
As winter drags on, you still need to stay warm and keep your animals fed. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's has all of those needs and more covered. You can stop by Triple X Feeds and pick up wood pellets for your pellet stove and pet food for your indoor or outdoor critters. Also, as spring grows closer, that means 4-H season. If you have a 4-H member in your household that raises turkeys or chickens, talk to Triple X Feeds about getting your 4-H project. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's.
St. Maries Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Maries Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Maries Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
And we are back. It'll be Maddie Thomas leading off for the Lumberjacks, I do believe. She has a strikeout swinging and a walk in her first 2 at-bats. Then it'll be to the top of the order to Berkeley McGrill. St. Mary's needs 3 runs, and they could basically, if they could plate 3 runs here in the bottom of this inning, they could end the game with a 10-run rule as they lead 7-0. First pitch hit hard into center field, but caught by Tatum Tilley as she's able to track it down and make the catch. Nice job by the Maniac center fielder to get to that, because I thought it was going to maybe be over her head, but she's able to track it down, get that glove up there and catch it. Brings up Berkeley McGrill, a ground out, and a walk in her first 3 at-bats. First pitch up high, ball 1 to McGrill. Next pitch on the way. Up high once again. 2 balls, no strikes to Berkeley McGrill. Next pitch on the way. Swung on, popped up, foul out of play. 2 balls and a strike to Berkeley. Next pitch on the way. That's a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McGrill. Johnson steps back in. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a foul tip, just a little piece of that to stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Berkeley. Or I should say 2 balls, 2 strikes still to Berkeley. That pitch is going to be hit up high and get out of play as well. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to McGrill as she continues to battle with Hannah Johnson in the pitching circle. Johnson does a quick little housekeeping up there in the circle. Now looks in, gets her signals from Diffin behind home plate. Steps up, readies herself, toes the rubber. Rocks and fires. Oh, called strike 3. Going to catch her looking, and Berkeley McGrill is going to strike out. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Brenna Elliott. Brenna had a single, a strikeout, and a single. Two outs, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. That pitch is going to swing on and hit over to the shortstop, and coming up with the catch is Jalen Miller for the out. That will retire the sides on the fly out to the shortstop. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Lumberjacks in the top of the 6th, or in the bottom of the 6th. We are now into the top of the 7th inning with Bryn Hanna leading off for the Maniacs. 3 outs. We'll finish the game up if St. Mary's can get that done. We'll be back.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
And we are back. St. Mary's 3 outs away from getting their league win here today against the Maniacs. Once again, I believe it's Potlatch the Lumberjacks host on Thursday. Then on Saturday, the Lumberjacks will be at Orofino. Both boys and girls. The plan there is to cover the boys' game. Watkins fires the first pitch. That's going to be a ground ball picked up by McGrill. The flip to first in time for the ground out. Brings up Jalen Miller. Miller, a strikeout and a fly out for her. Batting in that number 4 slot. She is the shortstop for the Maniacs. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. Strike 1. Watkins, as I think, struck out the majority of the batters. I think they've got 1 hit or 2 hits for the Maniacs. A couple of ground outs. That's a line drive into center field. Base hit for Jalen Miller. One out for the Maniacs, 1 on for the Maniacs. As they got Miller at first base, brings up Hannah Johnson, 2 strikeouts for her. Shows bunt, pulls it back. I think it was a ball. I think it was ball 1 to Johnson. Runner at second base for the Maniac. Next pitch up high. 2 balls, I believe, no strikes to Johnson. Johnson steps back in. That one she's going to take a big swing at. Strike 1. Next pitch on the way. Up high. 3-1 count, I believe. That next pitch is fouled off. Runs it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Johnson. Watkins steps up, gets ready to get the next pitch on the way. Full count. That pitch is going to be fouled off down the first baseline. Count remains full. On deck for the Maniacs, Peyton Mary, the second baseman. Orofino trying to get a run across here. They need 7 runs to be able to keep the game going. Next pitch. Strike 3. As she's caught looking. 2 outs for the Maniacs. Brings up Peyton Mary. Mary did hit a single in her last at bat. I recorded it as a single anyway, so it was hit down that third baseline. A little ground ball. It's just a little bit harder for the third baseman to handle. First pitch to Mary. She thought about offered up at it. Pulls back. Strike 1 on what looked like a fastball. 0-1 count to Mary. That pitch is hit high, and it's going to be left to drop for a base hit. Should theoretically, technically it's an error on a mistake. Actually, technically it's not an error because it didn't touch anybody's glove, so it's a single. A high fly ball that got lost up there by the shortstop for Lumberjacks. One runner does come across. I believe we've got a ball and a strike now to Livia Johnson. One count. Pitch on the way. Ground ball. Watkins is going to get the scoop. The flip to first in time. And that will retire the sides, and that will finish the game up. St. Maries wins it 7-1. We'll take a break and give a quick recap. When your car's not running right, you want an honest mechanic that provides quality work at an affordable price. That can be tough, unless your dad owns a repair shop. But in St. Maries, times have changed. You have Jim's Auto, and they treat every customer like family. Get everything from regular maintenance to major repairs done at Jim's Auto and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto doesn't just offer oil changes. They're a full-service shop. Jim's Auto can diagnose that check engine light, change your brakes, and fix your alignment. Ask about Jim's Auto's new express lane with same-day or next-day oil and tire services. And don't forget, Jim's Auto is an authorized Tire Pros dealer with nationwide warranty, service protection plan, and free roadside assistance. Jim's Auto and Tire Pros located at 69 Milwaukee Road, St. Maries. We all remember Heidi's Sandwich Shop. Well, Heidi's is now Nellie's Kitchen. Nellie's Kitchen offers the same great menu, the same great service, and the same great food. Stop by Nellie's Kitchen today and try their new breakfast sandwich, the Nellie, or have a fan favorite, the Slumgolian. Nellie's Kitchen is open Tuesday to Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. for breakfast and 11 to 3 for lunch. Also open Saturday and Sunday with all-day breakfast. Eat in or call in your order at 208-245-2223. That's 208-245-2223. Nellie's Kitchen, located at the River City Mall in St. Maries. And we are back. And of course, just as I was getting ready to go over some numbers and some stats, my tablet decided it wanted to close on me again for a second. It's been in my bag and hasn't been charged. So it's been being goofy because it's only got about a 2% charge right now. So I've had to finesse that. So it's just been kind of a Monday on a Tuesday as far as not remembering what time the game started. So back to this game real quick. The Maniacs went scoreless through 6 innings. They did play 1 run in the 7th. It was not enough to overcome the Lumberjacks. The St. Maries played 1 run in the 1st, 4 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th to give them the 7-1 win. St. Maries had 9 hits to the Maniacs 4. Maniacs had, I believe, 4 errors. St. Maries left 4 on base. The Maniacs left 3 on base. The Maniacs batted just 167 as a team. Their pitching, I can't really give you much on that. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks by Hannah Johnson today. And St. Mary's fielding, they batted 346 as a team. Brenna Elliott was 500. Stacy Mitchell perfect. Tacey Watkins 333. Mia Asbury 333. Michaela Spray 333. Lexi Brebner 667. 2 RBIs for Elliott, 2 RBIs for Asbury. Double for Asbury, double for Spray. Elliott had 2 singles, as did Stacy Mitchell and Lexi Brebner. The pitching numbers, roughly, the win goes to Tacey Watkins. 15 strikeouts in the game, no walks. So she had a good day. 1 earned run in the contest, which really, depending on how you scored it, may not have been considered an earned run because it really should have been a play that was caught on a high fly ball just on the edge of the infield. So really, maybe that 1 run doesn't count against Tacey if in the end, honestly. It'll be depend how the official scored it. So Tacey Watkins gets the win. St. Mary's remains perfect in league play, and the Maniacs have their first league loss. I believe the Maniacs fall to 7-3, and I think St. Mary's moves up to 7-2, I think, or maybe it's 8-2 of their overall record. Like I said, didn't get to do a lot of research because I was late to the game today. And, well, we won't make that mistake again. Lumberjacks will be back at home against Potlatch, I believe, on Thursday, as long as the weather holds out, doesn't mess up the fields. We should be here for softball for that day. And then we will be on the road to Orofino on Saturday. And we should be broadcasting the boys' game. It's going to kind of depend. I've got to see what the boys' game looks like up there as the boys are playing Orofino today. If one of the teams, if it's a pretty close game, it'll be okay to call it down there in Orofino. So we've got that coming up. That's what the upcoming schedule looks like. And that's going to wrap it up for us from City Park Field. St. Mary's Lumberjack girls win at 7-1 over their league opponent, the Orofino Maniacs. Have a great day.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks! Hey!